Let's talk about the move called gentle rocking. Now, you remember the what, how, and why concepts of every melt move. So let's talk about the what. First, gentle rocking is a reconnect move. And you'll remember with the language of melt, reconnect techniques are assessment techniques. They are ways to help identify stuck stress as well as how that stuck stress is affecting our balance and our control. So as opposed to a genuine assessment technique like the rest assess or rib length assess or neck turn assess, gentle rocking can also be considered an assessment type of a move because you can see instability in a body when they do this move. You'll see people's heads turning in the opposite direction as their body is moving, or they'll just seem very uncoordinated in their control ability. But also about reconnect, you'll remember reconnect techniques also help the autopilot reacquire its connection to the center of gravity. And you can do that by two ways, either by challenging your balance or differentiating one mass from all of the other masses and stimulating the neural core. But in the gentle rocking, that's exactly what we're going to do. We are going to help challenge our balance by lying the length of the roller and performing this very subtle technique. Now, how do you want to do the gentle rocking? Let's actually go through it together and see if you can understand how to do this move properly. So first, to get on the roller, you'll remember you're going to kind of squash the end of the roller, put your hands here, and then slowly roll yourself on back. That's the easiest and best way to get people up onto the roller. You'll touch the top of your head and the roller and ensure that you and the roller are all on the same plane, that your head's not hanging off the end of the roller. You'll place your hands down onto the ground, kind of like a wide letter A, and very slowly we're going to begin tipping our masses right and left. Now, the how do I want you to do this? How do you do it? Well, first, what we want to do is think about your nose, your sternum, your belly button, and the pubic bone all being on one straight line. So we want to try to keep all of the masses simultaneously moving left to right. So if you can kind of see what I'm doing with my forearm, as I tip to my right side, my left hand is going to be on the ground, but my left forearm leaves. And then I just allow my elbow to bend and I let my forearm and my elbow kind of catch me so that I'm almost enacting the sense of falling to create the tipping action. So if you find that as you do it, you create this movement where it's more your ribs, or you'll see people tipping with their hips and things like that, that's actually an easy way, or the head turning in the opposite direction. Those are all ways to identify instability, and it's showing that this is, it's challenging to keep control. So again, this is a nice, gentle tipping action. So some good cues to think about when you're doing this move and you're trying to cue people through it is to think the nose, the sternum, the pubic bone, the belly button, all on one straight line. All of the masses are simultaneously tipping from right to left. You could also say if your spine was Velcroed to the roller that you wouldn't be dragging your spine back and forth against the roller, that you and the roller are simultaneously tipping together as one unit. Those are great cues to begin to think about as you're trying to describe how to do that move. Now, the other important thing to be able to dialogue is why do we do this move? So think about this. When you're saying the why, what's the important thing to make sure that you get people to understand? Well, first, you're lying on an unstable surface, which never happens in a normal day. We never really lie directly on our spine, nor do we challenge our balance in this way. So you want to give your nervous system time to adapt to the compression against the spine, because that's where all of those nerves branch out. And so we don't want to overstimulate or stress out the nervous system. So giving the nervous system time to adapt to the compression is an important concept. The other why is because as you tip, you're challenging your balance. And again, it's a reconnect move. So as you challenge your balance, you're essentially helping your autopilot reacquire its connection to your center of gravity. gravity to stabilize you on that unstable surface. So remember, the what of the gentle rocking is the name. It's called gentle rocking, and it's a reconnect technique. Anytime you lie the length of the roller, you'll always spend a little bit of time doing gentle rocking to help the autopilot reacquire its connection to the center of gravity by just simply challenging our balance on an unstable surface. How you want to do it is you want to allow all of your masses to simultaneously tip as if you were almost enacting the sense of falling right to left. And again, if your nose, sternum, belly button, and pubic bone are all on one straight line, you're allowing all of the masses to just subtly and gently tip right and left. Hands down to the ground, allowing the forearm to drop to the ground to enact that sense of falling, and to be gentle and continue to breathe. And again, why you're doing it is to give your nervous system time to adapt to the compression against your spine, as well as to challenge your balance to help your autopilot reacquire its connection to your center of gravity.